Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the DROPPIN DECIBELS podcast. It's been a while, sorry about that. Do you guys wanna fucking introduce yourselves? No?
We start
Okay.
from the bottom this time.
Yeah, alright.
I'm ThePopstardude, but I go by well, my Twitter handle is ThePopstar, but my YouTube channel goes by Jan Nesala these days. I was in the last episode. I don't need to probably introduce myself further than that.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Alright. Right next.
Oh, me next? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the dude from the botched episode. I fucked it up, but I'm back, and I'm not gonna fuck it up this time. I'm at L Giant Rat. I just shitpost constantly.
Would you say you make all of the rules?
I mean, from time to time.
Alright.
I made
good.
one funny YouTube video. That's it.
That's enough.
Yeah.
Good.
Alright.
Hey, it's Lucas. You already know who it is. I'm
What
done.
if they aren't?
That's it.
Wow.
What if they didn't watch the previous episode?
Fucking hell. I'm the guy who constantly interrupted people to say stupid shit in the last episode. My
Alright,
Twitter
good.
handle is L2Lucas. Please give me internet clouds.
Okay.
Good. Alright. Alright. Let's get into the meat then.
What are we
So
talking
this
about today,
week-
Mr. Boolus?
We are talking about 3 different albums, like last time.
Sick.
I don't want to say that's the format because it's only been 2 episodes.
Technically 3.
That could be it. Yeah. Oh yeah, the first one we fucked up
Yeah, the
was
botched
2,
one.
wasn't it?
That doesn't exist. Don't mention that.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna edit all this out, of course. No discussion
the
about
first
the secret
album?
one.
So,
The first album is Igor. Igor by Tyler, the Creator. It's his new thing. He's been teasing it with some fucking snippets on YouTube of the songs.
can we
You know,
Can we talk about the
It's the new thing.
snippets? Because I really
yeah.
like the aesthetic of them.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I only listened to this album a couple of times after you said we were going to look at it, but I haven't heard of any of the snippets.
See,
The
now I'm
snippets. The snippets were just short visual displays to accompany the song, right? And they were interesting.
but
They gave
but not full songs.
no.
No,
They were
30
clips.
second clips of the songs. Yeah.
It wasn't like how Waste of Space did, because from what I saw, Waste of Space released Seeker's Reflection and one other song before
We're
that.
not doing this.
You're
We're not doing that one
spoiling.
yet.
You're
No.
spoiling the rest of
Stupid.
the episode.
But
No, I'm gonna put them all in the fucking title. Doesn't matter.
yeah.
Boys, what
But
do
yeah,
you
there were
guys
no singles
know
for them.
about Tyler, the Creator, up to this point?
Nothing.
I've listened to his
He
albums.
is. Yeah. He's been dropping stuff for a long time now. When was fucking his first project? When was Bastard?
2009.
11?
Nine.
Oh
Yes.
shit! I thought it was 11.
Did you know in 2010, Tyler, the Creator, tweeted, I get off to scat porn.
Really?
Just that, I
No,
quoted that.
I did not. No, thanks though.
That's
clip-
what I know
clip
about
that.
it.
Very interesting.
All right, yeah.
I mean, for a short,
He also tweeted that classic how is cyberbullying even real?
that one's
I was
good.
like,
Yeah.
For a short period of time, he ran a comedy show on fucking Adult Swim with his friends, Loiter Squad.
Oh, yeah.
That shit was good.
Yeah. Yeah, and he was in Odd Future.
Yeah,
Uh,
obviously.
one of
What?
the yeah.
wait, Pop.
What's that?
Pop, please tell me all your knowledge of this individual.
Lord.
I mean, look, I'm the resident. I don't know anything about hip hop guy.
Have you
right?
ever seen the album cover
So-
of Wolf? It's a classic.
So wait, okay, so I know Tyler made an album at some point. It had to do with flowers.
That was
Kinda.
Yeah. It
my
had to
friend,
do with flowers, as in that's the name is Flower Boy. But, I
Yeah,
mean, it's
that's
not
right,
it's
so-
not about flowers. Really.
I mean,
one of my.
it could be
it's not,
argued.
it's not a fucking botanical concept masterpiece.
I know it's not Plantasia,
Yeah.
but no, I know that's a thing. I haven't listened to it,
Right.
and He does stuff. He creates stuff. I
You got
guess.
that right.
Okay, good.
Very
Yeah,
obscure.
You can explain to me so that the
Alright,
audience
I'll
also
explain.
can get caught up.
He's been a part of the group Odd Future when that was still a thing, and he's been dropping solo material pretty regularly over the years. And he actually started off being a very different artist than he is today.
Yeah.
He used to rap about some fairly edgy lyrics, like how he's gonna fucking rape and murder everyone.
Okay.
It wasn't very good. Real talk. His earlier stuff, not very good. I don't like most of it.
I disagree.
And then, okay, I mean, it's not all bad.
It's not all bad, but
I mean, no, it's not all bad.
the progression
No,
has
but it's-
definitely helped him.
Yeah, he's definitely better now.
I can
think,
agree with that.
yeah. I know a lot of people like Bastard. I don't. I mean, it's okay. I don't like it. Goblin fucking sucks. Sucks ass. Sucks my fat fucking ass.
Whoa.
No idea what you're talking about.
We're
His
talking
next
about
album,
his
after
other
Bastard.
albums. Yeah.
Yeah, and then was
Right.
it Wolf next?
Yes.
Wolf,
Yes.
Wolf has some okay tracks, and then Cherry Bomb is fucking terrible and unlistenable.
What do you mean?
At times.
man?
I like
There was
some
where he
tracks.
Just distorted the whole thing, and it was cool. It was experimental, man.
I like some tracks from
Yeah, okay,
Cherry Bomb.
cool.
Cherry
I
Bomb
can
sucks.
shit on a mic and call it experimental. Doesn't make it good.
Cherry Bomb sucks. Don't take me seriously
It
at all.
does.
I'm just sitting here.
Yeah. All right. Wasn't he? I think he liked Cherry Bomb himself. Like, did he think it was like his
He
best
made a
album
whole
yet or
documentary
something?
about Cherry Bomb because
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking not good. But I guess
Yeah.
it was exciting to make because he has like on every single track on that album like 15 features.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he talked
And
about
was
it a
like-
lot
was
in the
experimental kind of.
yeah, he talked about it a lot in the interview with the dude for Flower Boy when that came out. That was a fucking hour-long watch.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, didn't he fucking like he made his own interview? Like he scripted his own interview
Yeah.
and directed it. Yeah.
And
was a
that's
fucking
gonna come up
PowerPoint.
later. But onto actual Igor.
was it?
Yeah,
Yes.
it is.
Yeah. All right.
So
Should we start with general impressions?
Yes.
yeah, go for it.
Yes. It's really good, I think.
Consistent.
I think it is an excellent album. I think it might be better than fucking Flower Boy.
He tweeted out at the release that it was to be listened to all the way through, like no interruptions.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
can completely
Yeah,
agree
yeah,
with
yeah.
that. It
Yeah.
I thought that's how albums were supposed to be listened to in general.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean,
But
today's
a lot of
generation,
albums-
you know.
look at Taboo. There are some songs that work better in other places.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
true.
think so. Like with the way music is released and marketed today, I don't think that's necessarily true.
I
like-
suppose it's different to like sort of prog albums and sort of jazz stuff,
Yeah.
classical stuff that I
Oh,
more
yeah,
listen to.
like,
What do you
with
mean? Is this a
hip-hop albums,
classic?
Like, no, fuck off.
It's not
Fuck off.
classical. But yeah,
There's a difference.
it's
Segueing from that, thank you, to my classically trained ear. So I don't have any sort of reference point to compare this to other Tyler the Creator albums, but we have checked out Denzel Curry and Young Thugger, right? We listened to
Young
that.
Thugger, yes.
Young Thugger. But go on.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the consensus is on if they're on if Young Thug is on the same level as Tyler the Creator. But
God, no.
No.
I certainly
No,
hope
no.
not.
I will say
Don't go there.
I did enjoy this album. I thought it was pleasant to listen to, and before the last episodes, the hip hop albums we've listened to, Taboo and Slime Language, they weren't really my thing. I sort of appreciated what they were doing, but they weren't something that I especially wanted to listen to like more than once.
Yeah.
But this album, I was looking forward to listening to it again after hearing it once. I thought it was. I didn't pay attention to the lyrics that much. Like that's kind of my
You
thing.
should've.
I'm more.
You
I'm sort of
absolutely
more
should've.
of a melodic
lyrics are
guy.
good.
But like, I did listen to them, but not like fully. I wasn't like reading the Genius track listings as I was listening. But I didn't like. Maybe it says something about the album and how it's mixed and produced, because even if I didn't pay attention that much to the lyrics, I did enjoy it, and I thought the instrumentals production was pretty interesting to listen to. It had a sort of coherence to it. As you said, it was meant to be listened to fully through, and I think that makes sense. It had a sort of it's not a concept album, of course, in that sense, but it does have. Well, I mean,
are you absolutely sure about that?
What I mean is
'Cause
that
Are you sure
There-
about
there
this?
is-
I didn't pay attention to the lyrics.
Yeah, there's a cohesive
I didn't
theme
listen to
through the
lyrics,
entire
but
album.
I'm sure it's not.
But
yes,
But
it's absolutely
what
a
it is a
concept
journey. It is a journey that has a beginning and an end, and it's a clear progression. It's not like songs unrelated to each other put in a random order. It's clearly going somewhere
a concept
from
album.
the previous track to the next track.
Yes, it's like it's a story. It's
It's a concept album.
Right.
it is a concept album. Yes.
for like the very base level of it, it's his journey through fucking falling in love and falling out of love at the very
Yes.
most
I mean,
basic
every-
level.
Even from the
Yes.
track names,
Yes,
you can
yes,
see
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I
Boys,
like about the
um,
track names.
Would you say
Yeah.
that this is a hip hop album?
That
I was actually gonna like get into that.
I have
I'm
no
way
idea.
ahead of you.
I don't ask me.
Yeah. It's more of a soul album than it's a hip hop album.
Would you guys
Yeah.
say that this album bangs?
of course.
I think it bangs.
Absolutely, yes.
This shit slaps. That's just how it
Good.
is.
Yeah.
This shit comes.
You shouldn't have
wouldn't-
said that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd describe it like that, but it certainly slaps.
Is that not normal hip hop lingo?
No,
No.
This shit fucks.
acceptable.
I mean-
Yeah,
Acceptable.
We'll work on
That's
it.
the fucking line.
A little
know,
better.
I'll draw
That's
the line
limit.
there.
put a
Yeah.
post-it on it.
Okay.
We'll work on it. But
Yeah.
past that,
We'll workshop
I
it.
think it's a really good album that came
Yes.
across really well. It made
Yeah.
me look at the lyrics more, especially after Flower Boy,
Yeah.
because Flower Boy was, I guess, the first one you could actually look into the lyrics and see a better story rather than fucking girls and setting
Nah.
shit on fire.
Maybe more as a whole, but I don't know. Wolf had some songs that made sense lyrically.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's just
I mean,
The
even
scale
fucking
is going
Bastard
up.
had songs that made sense lyrically, not in the same way that this album does.
Yeah.
It's more like
Yeah.
people appreciated the lyrics on his older material just for being so incredibly edgy.
yeah.
But you know,
It-
it's also a value you can search in something.
Yeah.
It was an aspect he appreciated at the time, but I think he
Yeah.
shied away from it
Yeah.
now.
And he was young when he made those.
Yeah.
Was he like when he made Bastard? He was like 17, right?
Yes.
Some shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
yeah.
pretty young.
Yeah.
But now he's on Igor.
Yeah.
And,
And he was gay.
Also, I think Tyler posted like a thing saying, "Oh yeah, listen to this straight through, and also don't compare it
Yes!
to my other stuff."
I was gonna bring that up.
Get fucked,
I
Tyler.
disagree.
I'm going to do this the whole thing.
Yeah, I disagree with that statement too.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Because
you
I
can't
think it's
really
an interesting
ask
parallel.
not to be compared.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that.
there's always something to be gained from comparing artists to their previous works
Yeah.
because you can see the growth and what they've done in the past.
Yeah, and I think that's like actually really obvious here. Like,
Yeah, I just think that's bullshit because this album feels like kind of things he's done before, but
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
with a more soulful touch to it. And I
Yeah.
guess with a
Yeah,
more
it's
lo-fi
like-
touch.
yeah.
Soul definitely holds a big place in this album, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, as I said, it's more of a soul album with like hip hop
Yeah.
elements.
I'm gonna have to be the guy to ask you to elaborate on how it is more soul than it is hip hop.
because there are
I'm
a lot of
also
tracks
not
with
that
like
into soul.
yeah, there's a lot of tracks with like barely any rapping on them, right? It's more about like it's literally more soul tracks than hip hop
It's
tracks.
12
Sure.
tracks and
It's-
only 2 of them are bangers. The rest are just
Okay.
the rest are just
I'm-
precious.
Yeah.
Dude.
I did notice like stuff like was Gone Gone / Thank You that had like these kids singing on it, or like some kind of like a young people choir
Yeah.
and like not a lot of rapping.
Yeah.
That's also most
Like,
of the
I
songs.
mean,
on
I didn't
there's
notice
there's
that.
barely anything on the opener, I Ghost theme. There's I think
Igor.
there isn't
Yeah, Igor's
Fucking
theme.
whatever. Igor's theme. I said it right before. I don't know why I did it now. Yeah, there's. I'm pretty sure there isn't even like a rap verse on it. Like
I don't think so
at all.
either.
Any rapping at all. Yeah, but it does have a hook from Lil Uzi Vert.
Uzi Vert is on the album, boys.
Yeah. I
have no idea
didn't
who
notice
that
it was
is.
Lil Uzi when I first heard it. I only when I looked at the lyrics, it said Lil Uzi Vert. I'm
Do you guys know?
I did not know any of the features like at
Do
all.
you guys know
Oh, yeah,
who the
they
dude
aren't
was on the
listed.
second track? Do you guys know who was an earthquake in the middle of the song? Who did that?
Okay,
fucking
we'll get to that.
baby
Let's
voice.
talk about.
Let's
Do we
ta-
know
I
what
want
it
to
is?
talk
Let's
about.
tackle
Shut the
Igor's
fuck
I
up.
don't know
theme
what you're
first.
talking about.
Let's do Igor's
Alright.
theme first. Yeah.
Great track.
I liked it.
Banger.
It had Cali on it.
Want,
I'm a sucker for
Yeah.
Cali.
I want Lil Uzi to do more stuff without autotune because he actually has like a really interesting voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And an
like a sort of,
interesting
like,
sense of style, but you know,
yeah.
we'll brush
yeah.
past that.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. Igor's theme has like absolutely no rapping on it. There's the Lil Uzi hook, and there's the yeah ho little bridge thing.
But otherwise,
some
it's
bass
just sort of
melodies.
what
Yeah.
it is. I like the start
Yeah,
of it.
it's-
cool.
It felt like putting
It's very
jolts to a
striking.
monster or some shit.
Yeah.
Where Igor is
Yeah,
like,
and it's
like,
like,
as
it
soon as
starts
the
with
album
this,
starts.
like it starts with this like
It's a
really-
distorted square wave.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a really lo-fi basic synth bass,
Right.
which actually like we might as well talk about now. It's like a lot of elements from his earlier stuff, like Goblin and like Cherry Bomb, with really sort of lo-fi and distorted sort of sonical elements with like
I don't know. It
Flower
doesn't feel
Boy
the same.
stuff. It doesn't. No,
No,
it doesn't
it
feel the
certainly
same.
doesn't.
I'm not. Absolutely not.
it's used in a different
it's
way,
like-
and it
Yes.
works for
In
it.
his older material,
It
it just
feels
feels
like-
like his shit is lo-fi because he didn't know how to not make something lo-fi.
Yes. Yeah. That's it. That's it. Actually. Like, yeah.
Lo-fi? I mean,
Yeah, shout out to
I
Lo-Fi.
guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
Shout
are you
out to
talking about like? Are you talking about lo-fi as in like you've got record scratches in there and stuff like that, or like the instrumentation, like in
the
general?
mixing
Both,
is
'cause
kind of
there
off
is-
on some
yeah.
of these tracks.
Yeah. And like the really simple sort of synth tones, and then I mean, there's vinyl crackle on some of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say the synth itself is lo-fi. I think it's more like sort of reminiscent of sort of late 20th
The verses
century.
are also recorded
like-
on
Oh,
She
good
mics.
lord.
Yeah.
Like all the layers
I mean-
feel very kind of
Yeah.
cheap, but like in a sympathetic way.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like yeah.
I feel like the mix is pretty dry. Like there's not a lot of like wet reverb and stuff like that, but I think it works to create this sort of the album has an aesthetic, right? Like
Yeah.
the songs have a consistent mix to them, I feel like.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
like cuz I was listening like I had it connected to like a smart TV and listening through Spotify and that, and it just had the album cover staring at my face on a freaking 50-inch TV. And first, like I just felt like the music, especially the start of like Igor's theme, like it just felt like the album cover image and the
Yeah.
mix of the song. It,
Oh yeah.
it,
Good
it
thing you
felt right.
fucking said that. I had a point about this that I forgot to bring up. Like the whole thing kind of feels a little like noisy, and there's stuff like like little sort of imperfections that are left in there, like kind of amateurish like vocal performances and like
Yeah.
kind of
Maybe that's part of it.
and like and that's it. Like it's kind of like disjointed and sort of stitched together, like
Yeah.
a Frankenstein's monster kind of.
Exactly.
I
With
guess,
the stereotypical
it's maybe-
monster name of
maybe it's like-
Igor.
Yeah. Like it's maybe reaching a little bit, but
I don't think it's reaching that
Maybe.
far.
Well, I mean, it's an
Yeah.
interpretation. It's
Yeah.
valid.
Yeah, it's an
Yeah.
interpretation.
I think like
yeah.
I think the mix is also pretty how should I say, it's there's self-control in the way that it's not full of like the instrumentals are a bigger part of it than some
Just the beats.
hip hop
Yeah.
albums, because there's not like just a beat in the background, a loop,
boom,
and then like
yeah.
rap vocals, because here the melodic sort of instrumentals are a bigger part of it, but at the same time, it doesn't become like a sort of bombardment of like instruments and like this sort of really full mix. It's pretty controlled in the way that there's not a lot of layers at one time. Yeah. And I think that works to create this sort of clear yet sort of very sort of, it hits you hard, right? Because there's not a huge amount of elements that you have to kind of try to pay attention to. It's very simple.
Point, yeah.
Tyler's always been a sucker
a
for that
way,
sort
obviously.
of stuff. He's always been big on his instrumentals and his hooks and his bridges because he's big on the piano and he loves talking music with people. Yeah. That's what a lot of his recent tweets have been.
Yeah, and I think he's he's evolved a lot as like a songwriter.
As an artist, yeah.
Like a massive, it's a massive improvement over something like kind of similar, like a bit soul-y stuff from like his older projects. Yeah. I think this is like a night and day difference.
Yeah,
it's really
good. I'll agree. Sort of contrasted with me. I mean, we're not talking about it, but Bull, you showed that Saima and Pyhimys Finnish sort of hip hop, not hip hop, really
link that in the description.
art pop sort of art pop hip hop album, and like we're not going to talk about it, but like it's just like listening to that, which had a lot of like this sort of really full, almost opera like sort of instrumentals backgrounds that just had so many elements to them. They just bombard you with this sort of soundscape compared to this, which is a lot more concentrated and like sort of like the album cover also sort of visually has that. It's got that simple
that look.
Pink background, and it's got that guy making a bit of a goofy face, right? It's not clear, it's not so clean. The guy's head is kind of cut off, the hair is cut off a little bit. It's kind of like stitched together, like cut off with scissors and put onto it. I think it's got a cool aesthetic. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, this just sounds really good, like the whole way through. The aesthetic is fucking like perfect.
Like Earthquake. Moving on to the next song.
Let's move on.
Nice segue.
I very much so enjoy it. I've enjoyed it.
Wait, it's spelled like that?
Yeah, Earthquake. Not Earthquake.
Okay.
EARF.
Earthquake.
So Earthquake.
I like that.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm impartial to it.
But I think, I'm pretty sure there's like the instruments are kind of like out of tune with each other. I'm not totally sure.
I didn't notice. There's a bit of detuning.
Yeah, it's not dramatically so.
The beginning had like this fucking bass synth that just is mixed way too highly and just punches you in the gut. Yeah. But it's good.
I mean, that's yeah. And Lewis, now you can talk about the feature.
Boy! Do you guys remember that fucking baby voice dude at the middle of the song?
Wasn't it isn't it supposed to be Cardi?
Playboy. Yeah.
Yes.
What do you guys think of him?
I can't distinguish any features on this. Like, I suck at distinguishing features in general, so I have to look it up on the Genius, but I don't think it was bad.
It kind of melts together for me in terms of like the vocals. I can like
that's how I feel.
Pinpoint like
he fit on.
I can't pinpoint like this sounds a little bit like this. What?
He fit
perfectly.
Second tie track.
Sure.
I'm telling you.
See, Lewis?
Yes?
I like the feature.
Yes?
I think it's just a little bit like awkwardly placed, but I like the verse, and I'm so glad Cardi is on.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
You don't hear him on instrumentals this precious.
Yeah.
A lot.
Like generally, Cardi usually does like trap beats.
Yeah.
He raps about fucking bitches while he's on Molly. And now he's on this. Isn't that amazing, guys?
I mean, he lends himself well to it.
Like Cardi B for a
No,
second.
not Cardi B.
No, not Cardi B.
Playboy Cardi.
No.
Right.
I know they're hard to distinguish for you, but two very separate spectrums there.
Yes, of course. I was making a joke.
I just gotta cover my bearings,
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's fair.
Boys, what's the favorite track?
Ooh, the favorite track from this?
I liked what was that? The one I mentioned, Gone, Thank You. I like that
That's
one.
my least favorite track, hell yeah.
What?
Really?
My favorite probably gonna have to be What's Good. I loved it from the.
What's Good is really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it from the snippet he showed. It was so fun.
I think I like the beginning and end of the album more than the middle part, really.
That's surprising.
Just go with Boy Is a Gun.
Boy Is a Gun is very good.
Boy Is a Gun?
Yeah.
I think it's the best track.
It's good.
Because it's smooth as fuck.
It is really fucking smooth.
That sample is fucking... It's a good sample.
Yeah.
When I heard that for the first time while I was on the bus, I was dancing.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Yeah. Isn't the fucking... Apparently the sample is the same as in Kanye's Bound 2. Which I don't
Oh, wait,
know.
I think
you mean...
You're thinking of Boy Is a Gun, right?
Yeah.
No, I was talking about I Think. We're not on the same page here, dude.
Yeah, you
We are
fool.
not. I think it's also good. Yes.
It's the best one.
So wait, as sample, do you mean the background itself?
It's a fucking
there's,
high-pitched voice on
Yeah.
Boy
Yeah.
Is a Gun that he's talking about.
One of the the vocal elements in the background is a sample from
Yeah,
another
it's a
song.
cut from another thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the high-pitched vocals?
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
Okay.
It's a way of
I
generalizing
think
it.
there are like different vocal lines there, but one of them is a sample.
Yeah.
But the instrumentals are written by Igor? I mean...
By
Tyler,
Igor,
the
He made
creator.
the whole
Tyler,
thing.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
it
pretty
depends.
good.
Some of the samples have like instrumentation, but I don't think any of the songs have like just the sample. I'm pretty sure there's.
You can tell
always,
when it's
like,
not a
stuff
sample
built
because the
around them.
Sims sound dirty.
Stuff like Earthquake, I noticed like they almost had like sort of jazz-like chords.
It
got
was
some, like,
funky.
neat extensions there.
It was really
Yeah,
funky in the middle
there's
there.
some like non-functionality there, and that's kind of stuff that I like because it's kind of like it's going away from like just sort of regular trap backgrounds, right? Like beats, and going more into like actually expressing yourself in other ways than just lyrics. It's kind of like he's using the
Music as a form.
the background music to help push out the lyrics, and not just as a sort of beat that you can sing over and freestyle over, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's
I like
like
that.
Tyler said, like I think it was recently. He said he wants to rap less and do more production and songwriting.
Yeah, I remember that.
Which makes sense if you listen to this because it's
It
less
shows
rap
it.
and more
Yeah,
songwriting.
there's a lot of
He's also been
songwriting.
wanting to sing more since 2015. He still sucks at it. But it's good.
Yeah. I mean, it's
didn't
not
know
like he
It's
doesn't
progress.
have like a great voice. Yeah, I mean, he still doesn't have like a great voice, but I like his singing.
I
it
didn't
feels
notice any
personal.
like actually like off singing. I thought like the little imperfections, like as
Yeah.
we said, I
Yeah.
think it fits with the aesthetic.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
it sucks because it sucks. I'm saying it sucks because it's precious. You feel it?
Or do you
Well,
mean
okay,
it's
okay, you
precious
keep
because it
saying
sucks?
You keep saying precious. What do you
Precious
mean?
as
Because
in
this
it's
whole
very
album is just
good.
precious as fuck. This album is cute
You
as
hold
fuck.
it
what am I
close.
saying?
Yeah, you hold it close to your heart. You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
look-
Pop-
So
pop-
do you
look
mean,
at
like,
I Think.
heartfelt.
Look at I Think. It's so good. It's so easy to just hold close.
Yeah.
Actually,
I
you
want to
can't
cuddle
because
this album.
music is not a tangible
Shut the
object.
fuck
What
up.
if you buy the album?
I'll order a physical. I will order a physical
that's true.
copy of this and hug
Exactly.
it to fucking show you.
But yeah, let's hear thoughts on I Think.
I think it's a good track.
Whoa, I see what
Yeah.
you did there, funny man.
Yeah.
It's the best track. I already said that a million times.
That's fair.
Fair.
I like the intro.
Yeah.
4.
I don't think it's my favorite, but it's
Skate.
good.
Also, the
Four.
sample, the sample sounds like fucking Stronger from Kanye, but it's not that.
No,
Isn't
does it?
Kanye on this
Does
album?
it? Yeah, he is, but his fucking
Oh, yeah.
verse is recorded with a
I-
Samsung Galaxy S3.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Like,
because
really?
of that, like,
Ooh.
might as well fucking go to least favorite tracks then.
Puppet.
Puppet.
Fuck Puppet.
Puppet is nice as fuck.
they-
What do you mean?
I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like it at all.
Puppet.
I'm not saying I don't like it. I think it's the least good one here
Oh, yeah.
because the Kanye verse,
Was
It's good.
weak.
it's mixed like fucking shit. It sounds like he recorded it on a phone.
It sounds like
as
he's descending
rapping
from heaven
like
to deliver that voice.
Fuck no, it doesn't.
You're fucking
It sounds
joking.
like he's calling me at 3 a.m. fucking rapping over his shitty beat.
Yeah.
I mean, you can hear the original beat
I-
in the recording. He did it over a different beat. You can hear it.
I like the
if you
sound of
listen.
Puppet. It's just when Kanye steps into it, it makes
Yeah.
me really sad.
I mean, it's not a terrible verse. It's just like it does not sound good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
Okay,
maybe I'm not as well versed with singers and when they sound good and when not. But I liked Puppet. I thought it was. It's not my favorite.
Oh yeah,
but
I mean,
it's
there's
nice.
nothing wrong with the singing on it. It's just the Kanye verse is mixed like fucking shit. And recorded like fucking shit.
But fucking.
I mean,
I think
I
it's
still
cheeky
don't
enough
hate
to,
the
like,
track. I mean,
be
the rest
fun.
of it is good.
I don't absolutely
you
hate
hate
it.
Puppet?
It's just.
How can you absolutely hate Puppet? You monster.
It
I'm
sounds.
saying I don't.
It sounds nice, and I like the part where he's switching between "I'm your puppet" and shit like that. I can't remember the lyrics, but it was good.
Oh, yeah, the fucking and it's like it's one of the I think the best lyrical moments there. Should we talk about like the fucking story to this?
Yes.
Or?
Who's gonna do a
Have
rundown?
you looked
Sure.
into like what's going on in the story? Have you?
I don't know if I have the
into that?
story all together, but
I'm pretty sure I
can
kinda
do it from my head. I never read anything. I just listened to what he said.
Reading just the
Okay.
song titles is kind of like reading a Wikipedia story
Yeah,
summary.
it
or
really
something,
is.
Like Lord of the Rings.
So we have this dude Igor, who really likes a dude, but he feels like that dude is also, while he really wants this dude's attention, kind of killing him because he's paying so much attention to wanting the attention of this dude. So at some point he goes through an emotional roller coaster of being like, hey, I'm in love with this dude, but at the same time,
the dude's
him
in
not
love with
caring
someone
as much as
else.
I do hurts me. So at some point, like 6 tracks later, he's like, I don't want to fucking talk to you ever again. And then
But
he
please
goes through
talk
that
to me.
fucking drama.
Yeah.
And at the end, it's
Yeah.
like, okay, I shat on you, kinda, but can we still be friends? It's cool
Yeah.
as
Alright,
fuck.
looks like I paid the most attention to the lyrics here,
It's
so
no,
I'm gonna
dude,
do a rundown.
tell me I was inaccurate. Tell me I
You
was
missed an
inaccurate.
entire character and an aspect of this story.
Yeah,
Tell me
the
I was
girl.
inaccurate, though.
You missed the
Okay,
girl,
alright. Yeah.
which is
So
really
there's-
important
okay,
in
I'm
New
gonna- I'm
But
Magic
just
you
gonna
Wand.
said
go
Dracula
fucking-
suck me, I might get back at you.
Okay, that actually let me get to
Yeah,
that.
go
That's
on.
on the back half of the album. I'm gonna go track by track. I mean, there's nothing on Igor's theme. There's no.
I mean,
really
Igor's theme is the
lyrics
beginning.
there.
It's just
Yeah.
the sort of narration to it.
Yeah, like okay. So in Earthquake, he says "Don't leave me. It's my fault." So he's talking about like a relationship's going bad maybe, and he feels like he's responsible.
It's in
but he
shambles.
doesn't want him to leave. Yeah. And then I think I don't know if like the start is a bit like muddled for me, because in I think then it seems like he's like that at that point he's falling in love,
Yeah.
right? That's
I
the
think
chorus.
I've fallen in love.
Yeah,
It's time I think
yeah,
it's
they
for
think
real.
Yeah,
Shit like that.
yeah. So I don't know if it's like he's falling in love with the same person as in Earthquake or like a different one.
I think
Anyway.
it's a different one
I
because
think this time,
Could be a different
this
one.
time I think it's for real kind of
Yeah.
makes it
Oh,
seem
yeah,
like
yeah,
this
yeah.
time it's
because
a new,
Earthquake just
like,
makes
last-
it seem like he's coming from the shambles of falling off somewhere, and then
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
And now he has someone to love that he thinks this time it's
Yeah,
actually,
it's proper
you
this
know,
time.
gonna work.
And then
Yeah.
track 4, it doesn't. It's a one line, which track 4 is
Yeah.
more interesting, just for the fact that the sample or the clip itself is from Gerard Carmichael, who's the dude who like ran the other half of the Flower Boy interview. He was the interviewer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought that was
Oh.
something interesting because apparently they work closely
I wonder
together.
what that- yeah. Okay.
What does it
alright.
mean, though?
Okay, so like
Exactly what you
Well,
run
yeah,
from,
there's-
you end up chasing, which is
yeah, so probably love
convoluted.
in general or that relationship probably.
Yeah.
Right.
Other than that,
And
it
then-
doesn't have much
yeah.
interest. It's literally just a clip, and then running out of
It's
time.
like a 15-second interlude. Okay, then running out of time
Ooh,
has obviously lyrics like, okay, he feels like he's running out of time to make this person love him. So maybe if he feels like the sort of relationship's coming to an end, right?
yeah.
And then there's like I think this is where the dude who he is in love with has a girlfriend.
Yeah, it's brought on through
And-
running out of time,
yeah.
and then it leads heavily into New Magic Wand.
Yeah.
Wait, I
and,
wanted to bang.
and he actually says, Tyler actually says something to the dude saying, "Take your mask off." So maybe meaning coming out of the closet.
Or something like
You
that.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, like being, and I think that ties into some other stuff later. Like, sort of being honest with yourself.
Yeah.
And I think one of the tracks says like that Tyler sort of knows the real him, right? Like he knows.
Yeah, I think that's brought on a
He has
lot
something
in
going on.
Gone Gone and Thank You.
Yeah. Okay, and then New Magic Wand is basically all about how
It
he's
slaps.
jealous about the girlfriend. It does slap a little bit. I don't think the hook is that good, but I think it's a pretty good.
I like the beat of it, and I
Yeah.
like
Fuck.
I like the story of it just for the fact that he's.
Yeah, it's
It kind of
yeah.
touches back on old Tyler talking about running some people down with this new gun or new magic wand,
and he's
rather.
and he's specifically saying, like threatening to kill the girlfriend
Yeah.
to spend more time with the guy, right?
Yeah.
And there's
A decision in
a
there.
lyric about like 60-40 not being good enough, so he wants to spend more time.
Yeah.
Like
He wants
to
100
spend
of his time.
100%. Oh yeah, 100 of his time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And-
he wants the
Then there's the lyric
yeah.
like close to the end where he's like, make a choice, and if you don't, I'm gonna pop you both or some shit like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he gets
And then
Boy is a
yeah.
Gun is next.
Oh yeah.
Boy is a
It's
Gun.
not a joke.
First of all, incredible track, one of the best here, if not the best.
Very good. I like the
yeah.
comparisons and all the sort of
Yeah,
ideology behind it.
Yeah, so basically, the boy is like isn't the saying like the girl is a gun, and then he sort of flips that.
Yeah.
This boy. So don't shoot me down. Basically, like don't
Don't
shoot
hurt
my
me.
sort of or like shoot my advances down.
Yeah.
And there's a line about the dude inviting him to breakfast, but the
girlfriend's there.
Yeah. And there's a line toward the end where he says "stay the fuck away from me" a bunch of times, and then says "I'm not gonna repeat myself, but stay the fuck away from me" like again,
Yeah.
like sort of conflicted, right?
Yeah. It's a lot of like,
Yeah.
hey, this is fucking dangerous, and I still want it,
Yeah, like,
but this is problematic.
Yeah, it's like he's sort of angry and confused at the dude.
Yeah.
Right.
And then it takes a turn with Puppet, where it just gets
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of sad.
and, he's like desperate. That he like in Puppet he sort of says
trying to
he's
bargain.
willing to do anything for the dude,
Yeah.
like being his puppet.
He's really
to
just
be controlled.
bargaining for any sort of purchase he can get with the dude, and it
Yeah.
doesn't really go
Yeah.
through, which leads into what's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, because it's like, what do you need? Do you
Yeah.
need bread? Do you need? Do you need?
Yeah.
Do you need? It's
Yeah.
just kinda
He's
Yeah.
And
or
is
do
it-
you
is
want,
there
do
anything
you
I
want
can
me
do?
to go away?
It's a
like, I
weird
can wrap this up.
it's a weird like spot between considerate and desperate, which is interesting.
Yeah, like a little bit like clinchy, maybe creepy.
Well, I don't know if it's
It's-
creepy. It's just it
maybe
makes
not.
me
No, that's a bad
sad
word.
more.
Yeah, that's it. That's the word. Yeah,
Yeah.
like kind of sad.
Pathetic.
And then at the end there's
What?
and at the end there's the sample. But at some point you come to your senses.
Yeah, and that leads
That
into what's
ends
good.
Puppet. Yeah,
And
what's
oh.
good has like basically nothing to do with the lyrics on the rest of the album. So
Well, I can't
the
say
way
that.
I thought about it.
I think
I thought
it's more
the
just a
way I
recovery.
considered it was like Tyler basically like trying to forget the whole thing, like
Yeah.
trying to switch his focus off the thing and like doing his like just generally stuff about bragging and I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yeah,
Don't.
it's
fuck with
his
me.
way
like
of
basic yeah.
like coping with it, despite
yeah,
how
like
fuck.
deflecting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like really, it's a really aggressive track.
Yeah.
Might as well talk about like
I like
otherwise than lyrically.
the sort of like horror vibes I got from the certain
Oh,
chords
yeah.
in it, because it really contributed
Yeah.
to that monster feel. I don't know if that's the intention, but
Yeah,
there
and
were
it
some
feels
sharp
like- it
chords
feels a
in there
lot
that
like-
really.
Oh yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, and like during the verse is sort of like this really spooky, and then it goes. There's not really a chorus as much. There's like a sort of little break.
Yeah, a
from
little
the aggression.
interlude.
Like some like brighter chords with no lyrics, but like I guess you could call that a hook or a chorus.
I like towards the
And
end
then-
too.
Well,
Oh yeah, and at the end it goes
He
like
goes fucking ham.
full fucking bass. The Dracula line is
Yeah,
great.
Dracula.
Yeah.
Guys, do you think
I
he's gay?
really
Do you think it's
I
gay?
don't know, man.
But
I mean, yeah. And people were like debating if he's gay
On Flower Boy.
on Flower Boy. I think it's pretty obvious by now.
Yeah.
Like gay or bisexual.
He's just pretending, man.
it's for the clout. Only suck a dick for the
Tyler's
clout.
just trolling.
The minority clout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like the
the gay points.
I like the fucking line on What's Good. Fucking didn't have nobody to cheat on. I cheat death. It's so fucking good because he brought up his accident beforehand when he fucking crashed while sleeping in his fucking was it a McLaren?
Oh yeah.
Or, no, it was a Tesla.
Yeah, I didn't fucking connect with that.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of out of character though?
What do you mean out of character?
Because on his album he isn't Tyler. He's like this person, right?
I mean, maybe.
Is
Are
it
you
out
sure
of
about
character?
that?
I mean, I guess.
I don't know if it's
But
out of
kinda.
character. I think
I'm
it's
pretty
just
sure-
his
I'm
own
pretty sure he's
experiences.
actually- Yeah. I don't think he's like doing a character here. I think this is him.
Yeah, I think it's his genuine love feelings and shit like
I
that.
think maybe he's like projecting the story on the Igor character, but still, I think this is.
Yeah, it's an interesting
his
journey
story.
nonetheless.
Yeah,
But
I think this is like his life he's talking about.
Yeah. which
Can I read you guys the bridge section on the Genius page of the lyrics?
sure.
Sure, if there's
Yeah,
no N word
I'm,
on it.
no, I'm gonna read the entire bridge from front to back. Okay, let's. Okay,
And he's
here
gotta
it is.
drop the hard R at the
Uh-huh,
end.
Hey yo, yeah yo, bitch. That's it.
Filthy.
That's really good.
Lyrical mastercism.
Yeah.
But Gone Gone and Thank You, that's his typical double
love it.
song. It's
love it.
on
Yeah. Oh yeah.
love it.
It's on
doesn't it, like,
every album.
album has a double song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. It's a
Yeah.
really fun concept.
Yeah.
But I
And then
don't have much to
like
say
this,
of it.
this one is really melodic. Like it's got a lot of singing
Yeah.
in it, and
Yeah.
I just think it contrasts well with like the
Pop,
aggressiveness
your mic's
before.
going a bit fucky again.
Did a big
Hold on a second. That should only be on Discord and not on my
Okay.
recording software.
Eh, whatever.
All right. Well, that's fine then.
I'm gonna close Discord and come back.
Okay.
Just a
All right,
second.
that's
You can
fine.
keep talking.
Sure.
Good podcast.
All right.
But I'm not gonna close my recording, so it'll still
All
be
right. Cool.
Yeah, no
Cool,
worries.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Quick, everybody talk shit while he's gone.
Oh, what a fucking idiot.
He plays
All
the
right,
accordion like
but
a
yeah,
ham.
Gone.
Got him.
Gone is good. I think it's lyrically it's about he's like remembering the relationship, the time he had with the dude, and how it
Yeah.
made him
Coming to
happy
terms
at
with
the time.
it.
And there are a lot of lines about like the theme of better to have loved and lost than never have loved at all.
Well,
back.
I don't
Does
know
this
if
sound
it's
good?
necessarily that.
I think he literally
You sound
says
decent.
Okay.
like something like that.
My recording is fine, by the way. I checked.
On
Yeah. Okay, good.
the song.
But yeah,
Let me actually check the lyric here. I'm pretty sure there's like the exact same like idiom but like worded differently.
Yeah.
Let me see.
it just seems.
There it is. There it is. At least I had it instead of never, or maybe I'm too dramatic. That's it.
Yeah.
So it's literally it's better to
Actually,
have
you missed.
loved
At
and
least I
lost
had
than
it
never loved at all.
instead of never.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah.
The is a
Fucking
very
robot
important
voice.
lyric. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, there was this really good image of like two tweets embedded on the Genius page. Let me actually put that down there. Where he says first he tweets at 12:30 p.m. Saying being in love is cool as hell, like having feelings and shit. It's tight. And then 15 minutes later, never mind. Which is
that's a
Just
fucking
really good.
yeah. That's me.
Is that original? I feel like I've seen that before, but maybe someone just stole it from him.
Maybe.
I don't know. But he did tweet.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Then I don't love you anymore. I like it.
It's good.
I like
Yeah.
the high pitched sounding. I don't love you anymore.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah. I was gonna say that.
it fits the
that's really
aesthetic
good.
a lot.
good. Also, I wanna actually
really
go
does.
back to I wanna go back to Gone Gone just for like a moment.
Yeah, go ahead.
Lyrically,
Yes.
there's like it's sort of where Tyler sort of accepts that
The
he's lost his
relationship's
relationship.
fucked.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah, and then he's like sort of like coming to terms with
Yeah.
it and like joking that the girlfriend's not gonna be able to compete with him, and I hope she's gonna give you good music recommendations or something.
Yeah.
And then there's I think one of the more substantial rap verses on it, like with Tyler's normal voice and everything, saying like
He's being
kinda going into
completely
detail
serious
about
on it, yeah.
Yeah, like going into detail about like what led up to the events.
Yeah.
Saying, like it felt like the girl was sort of giving him permission in a way, like he felt like that because she was
The one where it's like,
getting
hey
a
yo,
bit
it's
warmer or
poison in
whatever.
that gumbo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
that's it.
Yeah, it was
That's
pretty
the-
long.
that's the verse.
It was a pretty
Yeah.
long verse compared to like the rest of the album.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Sort of,
yeah.
and that works. I think that works pretty well because in that sense it makes sense. You want to, okay, so now we're gonna have a verse where it's like down to earth, like we're gonna kind of try to get rid of the
Brutal honesty.
theatrics.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it makes sense because the rest of the album is pretty sort of melodical, not as much rap verses, or rather not as many. But now you have this long verse and it hits the listener. It's like, okay, this is different from the rest of the album. It makes sense to pay
listen
attention
up.
to it, right? It's good. It's good,
Yeah.
sort of,
Yeah.
not just songwriting, but like he has a grip on the album as a whole, right? And that's kind of
Yeah.
what,
It's like he's being honest with himself
and
too.
that's
Yeah.
what kind of makes this album pretty good.
Yeah.
Like it just highlights the fact that it is a sort of concept album in a way. Like, well,
Yeah,
okay,
it's an
not just
album
in a
about
way.
his
is
love
absolutely-
experience.
We had that.
It absolutely is a concept album. There's absolutely zero reason to believe it.
I'm sorry.
It is
I
a concept
apologize.
album.
It's a concept album,
Absolutely.
but that's what highlights
It's
it,
all
right? Like it's not. It makes it different from like what a lot of like rap artists are putting out nowadays, and I like that.
Yeah. Eh,
I don't think there's anything even bad like with putting out a sort of collection of kind of scattered
nothing
topics. I don't
like
think
that,
that's
but
necessarily a bad thing, but this is a like
it's
this
a
is
whole
really-
experience.
Yeah, it's like I think it's just like in general this like a really sort of strong just artistic statement.
Yeah. It-
Like especially compared to just like older days, this is fucking
As
incredible.
as weird as it is, I think love is a very powerful topic for him, and I think it's a
I mean, it's
Yeah.
really huge aspect of what he's thriving for right now.
Yeah.
But he can't fucking do shit with it since he's
Yeah.
getting caught in weird positions. But
Yeah, it's a really sort of personal
Yeah.
album.
it's tragic, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
And then, I Don't Love You Anymore. It's good.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean it's obvious what it's about.
Yeah.
It's like he's completely sort of moved on.
He's ditched
you
the
know.
whole
Yeah, he's ditched the
shtick
whole
of
thing,
self-pity, and he's just
yeah,
He's
he's
making a
moving
stand
on.
for
He's
himself
looking-
as well.
Did he though? Is he trying to convince himself that it's that way?
Oh,
Do you
could be,
see the
I mean,
layers
yeah.
of
Because
the
it
shit?
does contrast with "Are We Still Friends?" Friends, which kind of goes against
Yeah.
that, right?
Because
Yeah,
like he's
he-
being like, I don't like you anymore actually, but can we still be friends? You know, he's kind of like a kindergarten kid.
I mean,
well.
yeah, kind of. I mean, I don't
It's
know.
really
I don't know.
how it is with anybody. If you're coming out of a relationship with somebody you really care about, you're gonna want that person on the other end of it, regardless.
And it's like, I think it's less about like him trying to convince. Like, the second verse is about how he's like, alright, so I'm over this relationship now. What now?
Yeah. What do I do now?
Like, what
How
I
do I
do- yeah.
progress? Do I make
I mean-
more music?
I mean, literally, it starts with what now? My feelings in the lost and found, and now I'm stuck. Fuck it. I don't love you no more. Tell me where to go. Can I have my heart back?
I
Yeah.
think it sort of has
Yeah.
a sort
So
of.
he's like, he feels like he
I think
can't
it has a
feel
sort of
love.
like a cyclical feeling, like almost like a
Yeah.
depressing
Oh, yeah.
ending in the way that like actually he's not over it because it's coming back because that's
Yeah.
Maybe.
how it is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And then I think that ties to the next track pretty
Yeah.
well, which is
Are We Still Friends?
Are we still friends? And he's like generally like he's looking for
Let me just
closure.
let me
Yeah,
just
it-
say
on this.
Understandably.
He says, can we still be friends? Don't say goodbye, smell you later. Keep contact. I don't want to end the season on
See,
a
I
bad
told you he's
episode.
like a kindergarten
which is,
kid.
I mean
Yeah.
there's
Yeah, I mean, is it about being a kindergarten kid, or is it like just being mature and like knowing, okay,
There's
we're
some
not in a
like
romantic
trying to
relationship
cut ties.
there's
anymore.
different ways
Yeah,
to
it's certainly at least trying.
interpret it.
I mean,
Yeah.
the way I
Yeah.
see Tyler's just an awkward as fuck dude.
I mean
Maybe.
But it's,
Oh, yeah.
but it's nice.
topical
Yeah.
reference. The whole like trying to not wanting to end it on a bad episode. It just reminds me of what Pro Jared said in his statement. We're both, both trying to exit the marriage.
Come on, you fucking ruined this
We're both
entire
trying to
episode.
exit the marriage with style and grace.
He has no
We're not gonna
style. He
make this
has no
into-
grace.
We're not gonna make
This
into
poor
a
Let's
Pro
Player
Jared
has a
episode.
funny face.
No,
No,
He does.
No.
I didn't just say that to make a topical reference. I didn't mean like there's different ways.
Okay.
Did this album come
cool.
out before Pro Jared cheated on his wife?
I
Did
think
he
so.
know?
Oh,
Did he
shit.
know? Did he have a
Wait.
hand in?
Wait a second.
Is this entirely about Pro Jared?
Is this
Holy
about
shit.
Pro
So
Jared?
fucking
Holy
dumb.
shit,
Oh my God.
dude. Holy shit.
So
We talked
fucking
about an hour
stupid.
about some stupid shit that isn't even right.
Okay, hold on. We have to write an article. on this.
All right. So next week we'll have the new episode where we discuss
The conspiracy
album
behind
as a
it.
Pro Jared,
Yeah,
Pro Jared
Right,
concept album.
but you know,
What I
meant-
we're through it as is.
What I meant to say is that
Yeah.
there's different.
We just know it's an obscure man. We didn't know it's Pro Jared.
What I meant
Yeah,
to say is
yeah.
there's different ways to
Alright.
interpret this because you can absolutely see it as like trying to just make a
Right.
graceful exit, as in like, okay, I don't want to be with you anymore, but I don't want to like end this with like both of us hating each other. But it can also be seen as him
Yeah.
sort of like trying to convince himself like he's over this, but he actually, you know, still is trying to be with them because he can't let go. You know, different ways to see
There's
it.
always going to be that sort of self-doubt and
Yeah.
that sort of stuff because it's never really
Yeah.
easy to translate.
Also,
And also, I saw one interpretation which I don't think maybe is accurate, but like saying it's about his albums. It's about like
That's
there was one
interesting.
line that you could maybe interpret as like him talking to Cherry Bomb,
Yeah.
saying I still see you as a 10 or something like that. Like, but I don't know. I don't think probably not that, but you could maybe. If you looked into it, you could maybe like stretch it to be that. I don't think it is.
I mean, he might,
I think it's just
but I
Stretching is
really don't
correct.
think.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think that's it.
I don't
but
think
there's-
stretching
there's-
is the term. I think leaping or you know,
Think
Jumping the
levitating into
chasm.
another parallel universe is the correct term. Fuck.
Yeah,
But with that said,
like
though,
like a cross ocean sea flight.
hey, with
know.
that said, though, jumping into another universe, waste of space orchestra.
No.
Let me tell you,
Hell
that
yeah,
was
dude.
that was some good
but
shit.
before that, what
I was-
fucking didn't we want to do a fucking ending thing about hey, what do you think generally about the album? Then
yeah,
we
and
can
I just
Yeah, I
I
guess
just want
we'll
to
go
say
back to-
about
yeah.
Fine, I guess ruin my segue.
Sorry, that was such
You
a
have
smooth
to
segue.
for me
but-
like that.
work on your timing.
Yeah,
But
Okay.
what I
Yeah.
Yeah, I see how
wanted
it
to
is.
say that I think the "Are We Still Friends" is pretty fun as an ending song. Now this doesn't have as much to do with the lyrics as it is with the mix itself, but like the backing
It brings a happier
the
tone
backing
back.
track is like such a
Oh,
the
yeah.
chord progression is such like a tried and true like musical ending. I'm not gonna go into detail, but it's like the chords are something that you really see a lot in stuff like sort of I've been a few times in like London watching musicals like Phantom of the Opera and Wicked and stuff like that, and you hear this sort of like this sort of harmonics with like the ending tracks a lot, like also in credits music.
Yeah.
It's very sort of poppy in a way, and I think that sort of
No.
is an interesting contrast to the more like sort of funky, sometimes even jazzy chords that he has, and then he ends it
Yeah.
with this sort of really simple, almost triumphant sounding, but because of the mix and the lyrics, it gives it a different context. I think it's a very interesting choice
yeah,
in the way that he does the
It's
ending.
just a good ending, all in all.
yeah. All right, should we do like sort of a wrap up
Yeah.
on Igor?
Yes.
It was good.
Yes.
Give it like a made up grade
Sure.
or whatever.
Yes.
I don't know if I can grade it. I just know
No,
it's good.
I don't even think I
Yeah,
stated my
it's,
opinion
really
the
good.
entire time. Jesus.
Okay.
Okay, first listen, I thought it was kind of lame. Second listen, I was at home sitting on bed listening to it. I thought it was the best thing ever. Third listen, I thought it was pretty okay. I had problem with some tracks, but overall it was pretty good. And I stayed on that opinion since. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, good. I think it's you could consider it his best album.
I think so.
Like it's the conceptually strongest. It's like the whole sound is so cohesive. You know.
Yeah.
I actually shout out to that dude if you know who you are. He asked like my opinion on it. I said like he said, "Oh, is it just the expected? It's his second best album after Flower Boy," and I said, "Yeah." But I think I've come around to it probably being his best.
It's another strong step forward after Flower Boy.
Absolutely, yeah, and I'm like excited to see where it goes.
I mean, stuff in between,
Right.
like Potato Salad, and I really didn't care for Potato Salad.
It's pretty good. I like Potato
It's
Salad.
all right. It's not my favorite,
Yeah.
but it's definitely
Alright.
good.
All right, thoughts?
I think that's
Give
just
me
any
your
other
made-up
thoughts?
ratings.
Okay, good out of good. No, that's a perfect score. Good out of slightly better.
I think
Cute as fuck out of hard as nails.
okay.
Nice.
Don't
dude.
even try the analysis.
I think it's Satisfied Marriage out of Divorce.
Cheeky.
I think that's like a fucking
10
that
out
goes
of
over
0.
the scale. Okay, whatever. We can't spend
Hey,
too
I
much
didn't
time on
even
this.
get to say my
Next one.
opinions.
Yeah, it's your turn. I
I
just
thought-
said it's your
Just
turn.
give your opinion now and then after that say out of 10.
I thought it was pretty good, different to a lot of the hip hop that I've listened to, that I've been made to listen to on this show.
Oh man.
I thought it was
Forced.
How
I thought it was
tragic.
really fun to listen to. Even if I didn't pay that much attention to the lyrics, I'll give it a Elementary Japanese Volume 1 by Yoko Hasegawa out of 10.
What the
What the fuck are
fuck
you
is
talking
that?
I looked at the
Okay.
first text I
Who
saw
got
in my
this
room.
dude in here?
All right, good.
Okay, yeah.
All
Waste
right,
of Space
all right.
Orchestra, huh?
Yes, that's the next album
So
we're gonna be talking about. The
That's
second
not
one
the
out of
album. That's the
3.
band.
Shut the fuck up, man. Don't be like that. All right, so Waste of Space Orchestra
What?
is a collaboration between two Finnish metal bands,
Oh, is it?
Dark Puter Rising and Oranssi Pasusu, which I
What
don't
the
know how to
fuck?
fucking.
Oranssi Pasusu.
Yeah, dude.
You've made me listen to them. I like
Yeah,
that.
it's
I'm surrounded
I
by
like that
fucking
idea.
foreign.
I feel you.
Well, before we
Yeah.
start,
which
I
is,
just want to
Dark
say
Puter
that
Rising, yeah.
on
Alright.
the Void Monolith, the first track, the YouTube comments, it has one comment and one reply to that. First is Octavius, who says, "Wow," and then someone replied to him saying, "Agreed."
nice.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I mean,
Okay, so it's a collaboration between Dark Puter Rising and that other band, who make Dark Puter Rising makes sort of doom and sludge metal that sounds kind of like ritualistic. There's a lot of
Yeah.
like, yeah, and then Pazuzu makes like sort of, I don't know what the fuck to call it anymore.
Way too fucking
it's-
long song,
Shut
sorry.
the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. It's like a mix of sort of psychedelic and space rock and then black
oh
metal.
yeah, it's definitely
It's- yeah.
space metal.
It's pretty
is the
symphonic
best
as
term.
well.
This album is and then they played a show at a festival called Roadburn. I think it was in 2018 or 2017. And I was like, holy fucking shit! I hope there's an album coming.
And there was.
And there was.
And I've basically been fucking waiting for this album since the day these fucking dudes got together and before the album was announced.
Did you catch
Right.
the early releases? Because didn't they release Seeker's Reflection and one of the other songs early?
Yeah, I listened to the singles. Yeah,
I
Seeker's
think you sent
Reflection
one of them
and,
to me at some point before
Wake
the
Up to
album came
Possessor.
out.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I
Which-
digress.
Probably.
I have to say, Seeker's Reflection out of the album isn't that bad. I like it. This
Are
It's
you
is
not that
saying
bad,
the
it's
rest
good
of
as
the
fuck.
album is bad?
no. I'm saying alone. Because without the
Alright,
rest
sure.
of the album to surround it, a lot of the
Oh,
gong,
right.
a lot of
You mean it's like
it,
okay,
it's missing
I get
out
it.
on the rest of it. You know?
I definitely
Like, it
think
as a-
like stuff like Journey to the Center of Mass works as an
Oh, yeah.
interlude and
No,
not
no, no.
as a separate.
That one definitely works on its own.
Really?
Just for the fact that it's. I think so.
yeah. I mean it's
Personally,
yeah, I mean it's long. he can.
Is-
I don't know.
Yeah, it's
I
fucking
feel-
long.
talking right now.
Should I fucking just?
I feel I've placed
Okay,
that.
Let's-
should I
let's
just
get into it.
fucking?
Yes, general opinion, okay?
Yeah,
I think-
all right. I'm gonna
Good
actually talk
journey.
about what the album is
Okay.
first.
Oh, yeah.
Because it is a concept album.
Yeah, definitely. You can tell
it is
that.
about. I actually like. There's a plot synopsis on Spark Records website.
Svart.
It's about It's about these three characters:
Let me Google
the shaman and seeker and possessor, who are trying to form a collective consciousness of some kind, to save the universe, maybe.
It's so
So
weird.
it's it has a story, but
Let me
it's
just.
and the thing is, I felt like I was missing out on the story when I first listened to this when it came out, because the lyrics weren't out anywhere. And turns out it's kinda hard
Are
to
there
tell
any-
what they're saying.
It's not a
'cause
lot of
it is,
lyrics.
Like
It's a lot of like screaming.
it's
There's
not a
not
lot
a
of
lot,
lyrics,
but
but
you still
there
can't
is.
fucking decipher them.
Well, I mean, half
Yeah.
of them are Finnish
It's
anyway.
but then the lyrics, I actually listened to it today with the lyrics. They're not that important. Like there's a similar sort of metal space concept album called Terminal Redux by Vector. And that has really sort of specific literal lyrics, like it's actually telling the story. This is more abstract.
Yeah,
in a way.
it's more contributing to the
It's-
story in
yeah.
the song.
The only lyrics
For,
I
like,
could make out were Finnish. Like in the something opening, right?
The rest
was-
the rest is
Oh,
mostly
okay.
English.
I
Yeah,
just couldn't
there-
make out anything.
There was only, I think it was Infinite Gate opening
Yeah, that was Finnish.
had the
Yes,
Finnish
that,
lyrics.
that has Finnish lyrics.
And
yeah.
I was like, what the fuck
so
is
let's
that?
just go. Should we start like just by track by track?
Well, this,
Because we can't.
Yeah. All right.
yeah, sure, but I don't
What?
think there's as much to like analyze as with Igor lyrics. I think this might.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
no, definitely not.
We probably don't
It-
have to
I
talk
don't-
about this.
Yeah,
for
The
hours.
but I
answer-
think
Every
I'm
track.
gonna go because you guys probably haven't again looked into the story that much. I'm gonna go sort of from what
Alright.
I understood it was.
Yeah.
All right. So Void Monolith, first track. It sounds really sort of like grand.
Yo,
Yeah,
it sounds like the fucking Pyramid in JoJo 1 are appearing.
I have to listen to it again, but I'm not sure. It might be. I didn't catch that.
It
But maybe.
felt so like it gave that good feeling of seeing this big ass thing in space and not knowing what the
It's
fuck it
very
is.
grand. It's
Yeah.
got that
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah,
space
it-
odyssey
Yeah.
monolith, right? Those
Yeah,
vibes.
exactly.
Yeah, and then I feel like it almost like misleads you because then shamanic vision
Oh,
comes out.
I
It's,
love
like,
shamanic
really fucking
vision.
Yeah.
dark.
Yeah,
The first
and
track has a
dissonant,
very sort of
right?
symphonic feel to it, whereas the rest of it, it's more sort of like black metal-ish, right?
I think
Nah,
that's more.
nah.
No, not black metal.
Not black
it's
metal.
it's sludge metal.
Well,
It's sludge
the
metal.
terms,
mostly.
I don't even know.
I know Black Metal.
Yeah, you don't know genre.
I
Okay,
think
guys,
I think it's
guys,
according.
get the fucking
Okay.
vocals on track 2. I cool with that.
I
I
couldn't
know you
fucking
don't like
decipher
this.
them for the life of
No,
me.
it's not like I like screams, but this is not good. He's
I like it.
You know,
I like
it-
it. See,
it's-
I kind of agreed with you at first, but then I like sort of looked into the story. It's this like weird ass fucking shaman
Yeah.
character who
That-
in the song he sees a vision of like an apocalypse. Let me actually.
Well, it
pull
makes
those
sense. The
up.
shamanic
Yeah.
vision.
The shaman-
I saw the horrors of men rain down like ashes at the golden eclipse. In the darkness of reason, we must entwine the paths to become the bringer of dawn. It's like this weird sort of manic
Right.
preacher character, and I think the vocals
How
kind
are
of
you supposed to
fit
decipher that without
that
like?
character.
Genius.
By reading
Yeah.
the lyrics.
I put him. I
Yeah.
put him on the genius. I said, "This is what it's supposed to mean." I couldn't figure it
Yeah.
the fuck out.
Let me
yeah,
just
yeah.
say that
Like-
the shaman, the seeker, and the possessor sound like freaking Risk of Rain classes or whatever.
They do.
yeah.
They really do.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the shaman is probably my favorite character, and he has my like favorite things attached to him. I guess, if that's a
I'm
thing,
gonna go into what my favorite is later.
because
So then,
I don't know
Yeah.
the instruments they add with the shamanic visions and the start of it.
yeah.
That like,
It's like the
hard
acoustics.
twanging
There's
string
like this
instrument.
Sort of, yeah,
I loved it.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to. Yeah, it gives like the rest of it just like buzzing guitars and shit like that. That gives it sort of like a different texture, I guess you'd call
it takes you away from space and brings you to the ground where he's
Yeah.
having his vision.
Yeah, and then the next track, Seeker's Reflection, which, and these characters are sort of voiced by the 3 different vocalists on this. The main
Is
vocalist,
there?
sort of.
Yeah. Okay, I was about to say
Yeah.
because there's a different
Yeah.
vocalist on.
Oh yeah, there's
Something
but
else.
these are the sort of most
Yeah,
prominent
they're
ones.
they're
I
the
think.
characters. They're the only ones who really
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
Fuck everybody else.
And Seeker's Reflection is one of the singles, and I think it's one of the best ones here. There's like this, it kicks in with this like really cool sort of drum beat that doesn't even sound like metal drums. It sounds like just rock drums.
Yeah.
And it's like there's sort of all these like sort of surprisingly catchy riffs and like synth leads and stuff going on in and out.
Also,
It's I think it works really well as a single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
can we talk about how well Void Monolith translates into the shamanic vision real quick?
Oh yeah, I think the whole thing. sort of
It's got some
Well,
good transitions. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the best transitions are on that one and on tracks 7 to 8.
Okay.
But yeah,
Which ones are 7/8?
It sounded so
Head,
nice.
the Universal. Yeah.
Vacuum Head to
Okay.
the Universal Eye.
Oh yeah, he has that high
It
pitch.
transitions super well.
there's-
No. That one's Universal Eye to Syntheosis, I think.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm listening to it right now.
You might be right.
Yeah, Vacuum
I
Head
don't know.
Universal Eye has the
I don't
high
know.
pitch.
Anyway.
Oh, does it?
Oh yeah, it does.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, after the gate is Vacuum Handed Man Eye. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, Journey to
the
Center.
lyrics on no, I want to talk about the lyrics on Seeker's Reflection because these took me a while to sort of understand what he's talking about. I don't have the lyrics copy pasted here in my notes, but it took me a while to sort of understand what I was going for. I think it starts with like him walking through big empty halls, like reflective halls, and then grasping the hands of the lifeless and burning, which I didn't realize what that meant, but I think it's the people. If there are people in this fucking space universe,
think
I
there
think,
are.
I
Anyway,
think that kind of
things.
implies.
maybe
I think that
he's
implies
like,
reading on
yeah,
history.
Yeah.
And like that way gaining wisdom from the dead, right?
Maybe.
I mean, that could be it. I interpret it as like he's literally like he's sort of holding the hands of the ones who died in this apocalypse, and him burning means he's fucking mad about it. And then he goes on a journey to the center of mass with the shaman, which is the next track.
Yes.
Although, I mean, this is so vague that you could probably like interpret it in a bunch of
Yeah.
ways.
Yeah, without something to direct the vision that we're getting,
Yeah.
it's really open to interpretation.
Yeah.
But I
So
think that's
Journey to
good.
Center of Mass is like a massive fucking 10-minute track that starts with this like real low-key drums and bass groove and this like rhythmic sort of guitar stabs, and it sort of builds for like 5 or so minutes, like adding more sort of spooky stuff over it, and then goes into the main guitar part, like the sort of really massive guitar and bass
Climax.
riffs.
Yeah. It swells
That-
to that,
yeah.
and it just...
Yeah,
It works
and
so well.
Like it feels like maybe they sort of reach or see whatever the center of mass is.
Or like they're coming
Maybe.
over the like largest hill, and they can see it from...
Yeah, that
Feels
makes
like
sense.
sort of like
Yeah,
sort of like
yeah.
getting sucked into
Yeah.
a black hole, right? Because like the singularity.
I
Maybe,
don't know
yeah,
about
yeah,
that
yeah.
one, but it's definitely
Maybe.
something.
Yeah, I mean, again, vague. You could interpret
Yeah.
it that way, absolutely. Yeah, and then that leads into "Wake Up the Possessor," which is the third character, and actually, the lyrics on at the end of "Journey to the Center of Mass" of the second part is. Absorb the fire burning through my ashes to exhale the life from within, unleash the revulsion. And maybe that's like he's fucking breathing in fire and breathing out the possessor, waking up
Maybe.
waking up the possessor character. I don't know. It's vague.
He
It is.
exhaled a person.
sure, yeah.
Bruh.
Or like like maybe he's like breathing fire into and I don't know.
There's been weirder interpretations. Look at Zeus and
Yeah.
his child from the mind. and or when
Yeah.
Zeus turned into a goose
What?
and fucked a lady.
Oh yeah, like freaking
Oh, yeah,
Greek
fucking,
mythology.
you know, that's a good point. It doesn't need to make sense.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the whole thing sort of feels like a creation myth or whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of like Kalevala.
Yeah. Sort of really vague, like plot points and
It
like
feels grand.
It's
these
grand. That's what it
characters.
is.
Yeah, that.
The
Yeah,
whole album.
yeah. Okay, so Wake Up the Possessor.
Oh,
First of all, the Possessor is by far my favorite like vocalist on this. Holy fuck!
they different
like,
vocalists?
The
I can't
vocal
even tell.
performances. You couldn't tell that the
They-
fucking one at the start of Wake Up the Possessor was the different one than Shaman, shouting about his
mean,
vision.
Maybe I just didn't pay attention.
no,
Maybe.
for me, it's hard to distinguish the vocalists on the first listen through, but on the second, they had their own clear sounds.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Possessor is like the most unique of the three.
Yeah.
And I actually thought when I first heard this as a single, I thought it was Anna von Hauswolf
No.
doing the vocals, because it sounds like her at the start of it, at least. Not the screams, not so much, but like at the start, at the intro, the sort of vocal inflections there.
Yeah.
Sound a bit
I
like
did not even consider.
Anna von Hauswolf. Yeah. But it's not her.
It definitely has
it's
my
actually
favorite
a male
vocals.
vocalist. Yeah, it's actually a male vocalist from either Dark Blue Tower or Possessor.
Wait,
I don't
what?
know.
I
Male-
like.
Wait, I didn't
Yeah.
even know.
It is a dude.
Oh.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Shout
Yeah.
out to that dude.
Yeah, like holy fuck, his whole thing on the track is incredible. Like the screeching and the spooky singing, and then the outro with the vocals
Yeah,
sort of
screaming,
circling around
just
you
fucking.
holy fucking shit! It's
It's good.
it's the best track on this album, and probably like one of the best track I've heard all year.
Yeah.
It's really fucking good.
Was this
And
one
then-
with the finished
Um,
lyrics?
No,
No,
that's the next
no,
one.
no,
That's
no, no, no.
Infinite Gate
Yeah.
Opening, which I really love.
Yeah.
Where we
Just for the
okay.
fact that
Yeah, and there's
they're chanting at the start. Yeah.
yeah.
And then it.
And there's a lyric in Wake Up Possessor. Let me just go back
Yeah.
for a bit. About it's rewriting predictions. I'll fall into a diseased mind, which sounds to me like she's possessing the shaman and like sort of changing the vision or something.
Maybe.
Like rewriting the prediction.
That makes
I don't
sense
know.
with where it goes at the end.
Yeah, yeah,
But, yeah.
yeah. Also, there's like I was reading the lyrics on Genius. There's Italian and Spanish lyrics in Wake Up the Possessor. La tua anima, which is your soul in Italian, and then nacido, which means born in Spanish, which is actually first sung by, it sounds like the Seeker and the Shaman at the same time, and then the Possessor
Yeah.
after that. Yeah. I don't know what that means, but
Eh,
it's that.
who fucking knows?
Yeah. Who fucking knows?
But-
Actually, I wrote down at the notes at some point who fucking knows.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
But
When I was trying to sort of make sense of the vocals.
Infinite Gate Opening is one of my favorites just for the fact that it starts so strong with the chanting and then it leads
Oh, yeah.
into the like instruments make it sort of emulate a choir or low hum or something in the
Yeah.
background while the main vocalist
Yeah.
is just going at it.
Yeah, and then the sort of whole thing sort of falls apart and becomes this
Yeah.
digitalized sort of electronic thing at the end, as I assume the gate opens.
Yeah, because it
Uh,
leads so strong into the
I like the finished
Yeah.
lyrics. They're pretty
Yeah. Oh yeah,
They-
it's
yeah.
it's. Should I might as well read it in English then? It's become visible to the world for a bunch, then Black Mirror of the world, then endless gate opens, then just opens for a bunch, and then endless at the end as it goes into the robot thing.
Yeah. I mean,
That's,
not much to
that's
say on the
lyrics.
track. It's just what it is. It's
Yeah.
them opening the
Yeah.
gate to where they're gonna
Yeah.
go through for whatever the
Yeah.
fuck.
Or let something out. I don't know.
Yeah,
They want to.
Yeah, and then the.
I think they traveled through it, but that's just my way
Could
of
be.
And then
looking at
Vacuum
it.
has his Vacuum Head was
don't
completely
know.
instrumental, right?
Yeah, it is. There's no lyrics on it, but there's like this fucking grimy ass bass line that like kicks in the track. It's great. It's not. I don't think it's like one of the best things here. It kind of maybe.
I
is
think
a bit
it's
too long, or
my
doesn't-
least favorite,
it's
definitely.
there. Yeah,
I like
Yeah,
the
but it's-
low
it's
whine
heavy
through
and-
it, but
yeah. And then after Vacuum Head, it goes into this like high pitch
God, that
synth drone
that shit hurt.
to Universal Eye.
That shit hurt.
Did it? Really? Okay. Maybe you were listening to like too loud.
Maybe.
Or with shitty headphones or
I just
something.
don't.
Yeah.
Hey, don't fucking talk shit about my headphones.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just like high pitched, and it fucked me up.
Yeah.
Well, not fucked me up.
Oh, yeah.
It was just jarring coming
it was a little
from.
uncomfortable for me the first time, but once I anticipated
Yeah.
it wasn't so bad.
Yeah,
it's a
after
little
you get
jarring.
used
Yeah.
to it, it's.
But maybe that's the point, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think that's part
Yeah.
of the experience.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think,
And it's
Lewis?
What has been me?
Well, what do you think about
You fell
the
asleep?
high-pitched squealing
Oh
going
yeah,
from?
I did fall asleep to fucking Vacuum Head.
Yes,
No, it
dude.
was the other one. The Universal Eye. That's the one I fell asleep to. That's
yeah.
what we're talking about.
Universal Eye is like just a
It's
synth
the
sort of interlude.
fucking. I couldn't make less interesting ambient if I tried.
That's
to.
what I mean. Like,
Sorry.
it's a concept album.
I heard-
it works. Like, not on its own, but I think it works.
Okay, as long as you guys are talking about the concept of this album, I have nothing to say because I didn't even realize this is what it is. Because when I listen to a screaming man over loud guitars, I don't think, okay, this dude
Yeah.
under his baby
This is a
growls
man
trying to
casting
convince
a
a story
spell.
about someone
Well,
inhaling fire and exhaling
I don't
a
think
person.
you have to necessarily hear it, be able to pick out the lyrics to get a sort of story. Because for me,
Yeah,
I
I
was listening
had
just
zero
like
idea.
the album cover and just the names of the songs. They were enough to.
The album covers a bunch of
The
candles.
names and, like,
Yeah, I don't know about the
what
album cover.
but yeah, but like the musical elements
Well,
and
you
the
know what?
track
The album
titles,
cover,
I think
I think
that
it's
is
so
enough.
cool.
Like
No.
two-thirds of
I'm
it.
saying it doesn't really portray the story they're going for.
It
Yeah.
just
I like
Yeah,
it.
I
it's
feel
it's
like
a
The
good
album
cover.
cover is
I
just
don't
a
think
pig that
it-
took at the family dinner.
it exudes this sort of endless void with a sort of like a nebulous gate in the middle. You guys have no
Okay, nerd.
imagination.
You fucking dumbass. No,
I hate
okay.
you.
And then after Universal Eye, it goes into Syntheosis,
13
which is,
minutes.
I assume,
Fucking long.
It's long.
It's long, yeah. It's the I assume Syntheosis as like a thing is them combining into the collective consciousness.
Something like
I
that.
assume.
So combining into one thing like fucking Gundam.
Not
You know what?
Not
You know
Gundam.
what? You know what's
think
fucking
more
funny?
Human Centipede.
What?
I fucking called the fucking Gundam joke or like Voltron or something. I knew.
You're too
Am I
I
just
predictable.
knew
predictable?
before we started.
Am I this
Yeah.
predictable? Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, they
Got his
the
ass.
three space gods fucking travel through a portal and make a big robot. Yeah, yeah.
I'm
What a
sorry.
concept
I'm
for the
disappointed.
album.
It's the so they make a big robot, I guess, and there's like the song uses riffs from like earlier ones. I think the first one is from Seeker's what the fuck is it called?
Reflection.
Yeah, Seeker's Reflection. The riffs from that, and I think it uses other ones too. And then
I liked how
I don't know.
close to the end of it, it sounded like the shaman was crying out for some sort of help. It was weird.
He actually says, I don't know if it's him saying the first one too, but he says, "In eternal moment, truth revealed," and before that, lifeless forms beyond veil of light, nature of reality transformed. And then before that, it's just like weird, spooky lyrics about becoming this one thing, like fucking
Oogada boogada.
bones
Yeah.
Jesus
melting
vomiting
together.
open
And,
eyes.
it's... Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's a cool line.
It's
I think-
The lyrics are
if
cool,
can
but you can't
understand-
fucking understand them.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah. So the way I took it was, so lifeless forms beyond veil of light, nature of reality transformed. So maybe they see some sort of afterlife.
Maybe.
The people who died in the apocalypse, like the afterlife or whatever, and then in eternal moment, truth revealed. You know, something about it, maybe that they can't get the dead people back, or something else about the
Or
universe.
just the fact that they're being
Yeah.
betrayed. Fucking in the
Oh, yeah,
eternal
it could
moment,
be that
truth
too.
revealed. This dude
Oh, yeah,
fucking
and I think
pulled the wool over our eyes.
Yeah. And I think the maybe in eternal moment being the fucking 2.5 minute fade out
Oh
at the
yeah,
end
that's
of this
fucking
song.
5 hours of the last song of silence.
I mean,
Yeah.
Like, I
think
just
it
kept
works like-
checking the
yeah.
track to make sure. No, it's not done. It's still going.
I mean,
Whatever.
Yeah.
you could see it as a sort of
It's artistic.
It's
What?
artistic.
It's
You-
artistic.
Yeah, I
autistic.
think it fits the concept.
It's
Shut
not
the fuck up.
unheard of.
You
but,
can't say that.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
if this were like a concert, maybe not like a sort of like a metal rock concert where you have mosh pits or whatever, but think of like if this.
Why wouldn't you mosh to any of this? Come on.
Imagine if this is at a concert and they were like, okay, don't clap. This song is going on for 2 more seconds, and they're just standing
That's what
there
I
in
mean.
silence.
Like, imagine this were played in like a classical concert hall, and it's like you've got the player,
Fuck
you've
yeah.
got the players playing it, and you know, like how at the end of like pieces, the conductor always like has to lower their hand and then put it down and then like turn towards the audience, and before that they
then
can just
bow.
be but before that, when it's fading out, like the sort of the essence of the music is still there. They're kind of like holding their hand up. Like that's what I feel like if this
Yeah.
thing had a conductor, they were like just kind of like holding their hand up, like it's still going. I still feel it. Don't clap. It's not over yet.
See? You made me realize something. This is Mel for like Mozart grandmas.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
I mean,
cool.
it puts the thought of like just people in like fancy tuxedos, like with the waist part, just
Yeah,
moshing the
I can-
fuck out of each other.
I can fucking see these kind of people on a concert of these guys better than just people that want to mosh.
Yeah.
You-
Why not both?
That's my.
I'm not
Well,
going
I,
to
I
watch
want to
that
see a
verdict.
dude. I want to see a dude with like long ass hair, like down to his fucking ankles, just fucking headbanging in a suit.
to the fade out.
Yeah.
I don't think there's
Alright.
much you could
So are
headbang
we-
to, but
Okay. Are we done with this?
Yeah.
Should we
Yeah,
give like
sure.
final thoughts?
it was a good journey. I liked it.
It's good. I've like kind of cooled down on it since it came out. I don't think it's maybe as good as I thought the first time I listened to
Yeah,
it.
you
It's,
really loved
it's
it
not
the
as
first
good as
time, I remember.
the Pazuzu album from 2016. I think it's
Värhtelia?
better.
The
Yes, that-
vibrator. Oh wait, don't say that. Fuck.
Oh yeah. It means literally translated. It means vibrator
not like
in
a
English, but the thing
vibrator.
is like it doesn't mean
It
doesn't mean the
means
sex toy in
something
Finnish.
that
It's not.
vibrates.
Yeah, sure it doesn't.
It's not actually a thing. It's not a thing that exists. It's just this concept
Right.
of this thing that
I mean,
vibrates.
Reverberating,
Also,
sort of.
You sent me this album like you kind of were hyping it up for me, and like I think we had a bit where I said like I listened to it and I was like, it's all right, and then you were like, no, it's the best thing ever. You have to listen to it again, and I listened to it again,
See,
and I
same.
did.
I still think
Of
it is
course.
a
Same.
great album.
The
I just don't
difference is
think it's
I
like
never
a
gave
fucking
it-
amount of time.
I warmed up to it. I think the 2, 3, the second, the third times I listened to it, I definitely got into it more because I more was like, okay, let's treat this as like a concert, and like where I can just I'm gonna put it in the background and I'm just gonna let the imagery come into
Yeah.
my head. It's not like I like
Yeah.
sort of prog symphonic metal. I mean, this is not like prog metal, but you know. Like that sort of stuff where you have
Yeah.
this sort of concept, but it's I'm more of like a Devin Townsend kind of like a Ziltoid guy when we were talking about or like Gojira when we were talking about like space metal. I like From Mars to Sirius
God.
more, like stuff like that.
I mean, the thing is, that's progressive metal. This is what you would call post metal. I think.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I have no
Yeah.
idea what the fucking definitions of are.
Right, but what I mean
I
is
just
like,
like it.
Prog metal is Gojira and Opeth and shit like that, and post metal is like this and ISIS, Neurosis.
and then Devin.
Okay.
Also, this album is like a kind of like a breath of fresh air because it's a post metal album that doesn't sound like either ISIS or
And then
Neurosis,
Devin Townsend is
not
bot
even-
rock
which is
metal.
what most of them. Yeah.
I liked it. I like this album. I
Sure.
think it's pretty fun, but it's not exactly my thing. I'm not gonna be listening to it on repeat.
Yeah, no, it's not something I'd really recommend. I can't listen to the songs on their own. I'll be honest, but if I'm going through the
I would
entire
recommend
album,
yeah,
it's
Yeah,
so
it's
nice.
meant to be a
It's a
journey.
journey.
I would recommend this entire thing, not obviously like
Right.
not just one. I think you have to listen to this the whole way through to sort of
exactly,
get everything out of
exactly.
it. But
What about you, Rat and Lucas?
Alright, should we move on to
No,
Angels?
Rat and
what about
Lucas didn't really
Lujas?
give their.
I
You
gave
don't
mine.
want my opinion on this.
Give
I
your
thought- I
opinion.
thought he said he didn't
Do
like it.
This shit is lame as
Alright, sure.
Just, boys.
Bloody hell.
Alright.
Okay. You know how Post Metal likes to just be like, hey, we don't need progression. We can just do one riff for 50 minutes because it sounds so cool.
I did not
They
know
do
that,
this
but go
shit
on.
And hide it under their fucking concept shit. I had no idea about the
Shut the fuck
concept.
up.
I was just going in there. I
Alright.
was like, okay, I'm gonna listen to screamy boys, and they're gonna make things that sound good to my ear.
They're gonna say,
Like,
ah!
Look, they managed to do that in first track because it sounds nice as fuck. Then on the second track, they taught me that they will not do vocals
Their
that sound good
vocals,
to me
yeah.
because every single time vocals come on this album, my face shrivels up.
Didn't you like the singles though?
The singles are good because they go hard. See, Seeker's Reflection is tight.
Go hard.
Seeker's Reflection is tight.
Yeah.
What about the Possessor one?
I mean that. Wait, I was talking about. Yeah, that was the one where the ending
Wake
they
Up
were
the
just
Possessor?
screaming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is also cool. But then you have shit like
Cool.
fucking Journey to the Center of Mass, which is like
Fuck
5
you.
minutes of one
You
bass
just
riff.
don't understand.
Fuck
But they do
you.
it like kind of out of rhythm to be interesting, but it isn't
just don't
interesting to
see
me
the
after the
story.
first
Sure.
half a minute.
Yeah, you don't.
Until
You
the
just don't
climax
get it,
that
man.
comes so late that at the end I'm just not interested in anymore.
That's fair.
They
It's
packed
really
two-
not
Okay.
Two
for.
ambient tracks into this album. One
Yeah.
of which is just a dude freaking out on the drums while someone is singing, and the other one is just fucking baby shit.
Yeah. It's
The
really
last-
not for everyone. It's just the
I
story.
generally-
Lewis just doesn't. I
Dislike
knew going
atmospheric
into
sludge
this sort
shit.
of like.
And
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah,
change. my
I kind of knew going into this that Lewis does not like this kind of metal.
Yeah.
He doesn't like Atmos sludge at all.
It's fair.
All right.
I still think
Alright.
it's good
So
though.
speaking of
Alright.
lyrics we cannot decipher,
Angels. Oh yeah, this
Japanese.
All right, next album.
Oh hell yeah.
Angels by the Novembers, which is Novembers are a Japanese sort of, I guess, rock band, sort of
Indie
shoegaze,
rock?
nose rock thing.
My
Oh,
friend described it
no.
as
No,
like some essence alternative, which is weird.
yeah, alternative rock is like a big umbrella term. I
Yeah.
think most of it
It's
falls
weird
under
shit.
that, yeah. And they have actually like I was reading
not
up.
weird. It's good.
Like when I was making the notes, I was reading up on like Wikipedia. They've done like they've supported bands. Like I assume like maybe live. One of them is the
Oh.
OCs, who we reviewed on the last one.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
those were the
Yeah.
the bootleg King Gizzard, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You hit
yeah.
the nail on
Yeah,
the head.
that. Yeah.
Bootleg King Giz.
Guys,
Right.
this is the best album of the three. I'm telling you.
I would say so.
You know what?
The best
I
album
think
of what?
I agree.
Of these three,
Of the three where
I
we
like
have
this
this
one a
week,
lot.
I might agree. I might agree.
It was
This
very
one
strong.
goes
Igor
the
might-
hardest, I
it's-
think.
Yeah.
It goes the hardest and
Only
it goes the
that, they
softest
managed-
too.
They managed to go hard as fucking and switch to a fucking pop song. that
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
jams.
It
I'm
does.
banging
It
to this
really
shit.
does.
You must know about that.
There's
Yeah.
a lot on it
It's
that
actually
is
really,
strong.
Like, yeah, it's really varied actually. Like, there's a lot of like obviously like noise rock, industrial rock. I mean, there's a fucking song on here that sounds basically like Nine Inch Nails, Down to Heaven.
Yeah.
Which is like,
Oh my
I
god,
think
that's my favorite of the hard sounding songs. They
Zo-
very
And there's
easily.
Zoning
like-
goes way harder though.
zoning.
Yeah,
it
does.
I like
Kills
zoning
me.
a lot. Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
the vocals
And
on
then
Down to
there's-
Heaven though.
Yeah, and then there's like 2 synth pop songs on here, like Everything in
Multiple.
Plastic. Or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's Close to Me
Okay.
as well.
I like
Close to
how
me
you
is
can
like a ballad.
decipher.
It is,
I like
it
how
is.
you can like if you're not
Close to
if you're
me.
not if you're not
Yeah.
looking at
Close
track
to
names, you
me.
can decipher what a track name is by
Yeah.
finding the one thing that's in English.
The one English lyric.
Yeah. Also, I want to mention this. There's on Close to Me, at one point they say Chinese restaurant in English, what sounds
Whoa.
like in English, maybe it's a borrowed word, and then after that oishi, which I
It's-
know
it's
enough Japanese
delicious.
to know that shit's
The
good.
weeb.
Yeah.
Fucking. See,
Okay,
when
fuck,
you have
that's the
Japanese
only
people
thing
try
I
and say
understand.
English words, you
Uh-huh.
already won me over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fair.
I've taken 4
Yeah.
courses of Japanese in high school and I didn't understand shit. And it's
You fucking weeb.
Yeah, he's the bigger weeb. There we go.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
let's look at Tokyo. I like the intro.
good.
Tokyo. I like it. Yeah.
It gave a nice city
there's,
vibe. You know, the way Tokyo is.
There's like there's this like sort of xylophone melody. I think it's a xylophone that sort of goes through the track. And there's this weird like fucking
It's a marimba,
hi hat
by the way,
that
not a
comes in at
xylophone.
like
It's a
1:30.
marimba.
Okay, cool. Alright, whatever. That. I didn't mean to be so dismissive. I actually
That
genuinely
sounded
appreciate
extremely
you telling me.
retarded, I don't care.
Yeah, I didn't mean to. And then there's a hi hat that comes in at like 1:30. That's mixed, I think, a bit too high, but it's not a
Wow,
huge
that
deal.
one
and I
sound
think-
at this exact
Yeah, there's
portion
like-
of
there's
this
one-
song is mixed too
No,
high.
but
and
I'm,
shit song.
it's kind of jarring because it's
No,
so
it
different
doesn't.
I
than
know.
the rest
like
of the
it.
track because it's kind of like this some sort of 808
Yeah.
like hi hat.
It is. I think it
Yeah.
sounds like an 808 to
Yeah.
me. Yeah, an 808 hat. And then
You get used to it.
Like in
It
the
sounds good, but when it comes
yeah, and
up,
in the later part of the song, it actually like there's more stuff
Yeah.
surrounding it, so it doesn't.
yeah,
feel
but
so out
like
of
when it
place.
comes up, the,
Yeah.
the whole song is pretty like low in like it's pretty sort of down. It's got those low frequencies, and when you get that really high pitched like 808, it's like well what?
That,
But then
yeah.
you kind of get this more balanced.
It's like a
mix.
shock.
Yeah.
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 It-
Yeah, and it's like it builds up in this like cool sort of noisy thing, and then it goes in the melody from before at the end, and it's cool. It's a good
Yeah.
opener.
And then it
Bad
leads.
Dream, though.
Yeah, Bad
Bad
Dream's
Dream.
good.
Bad
though.
Dream, Bad Dream, fucking
Overwhelming
bangs,
as
dude.
fuck.
This is the song on the album where your fucking dad says, "Oh, this is
It's
real
good.
rock and roll," dude." As he fucking sips his Monster Energy drink.
Yeah, his white
But
monster.
not really. It sounds like Monster Energy drink mixed with fucking acid.
Yeah, and that's I was gonna say he would say that if it wasn't for the fucking computer sounds.
Beep,
Not
boop,
only
bop.
that, but it sounds
Those
so
darn
fucking
computer sounds.
huge.
It does.
Sounds
yeah.
It sounds
I
so
love
like
the-
I don't know. Maybe putting it as low down sounding is bad, but it sounds nice in that way.
yeah, it's like the guitar tones on it. It's like
Oh, they're so nice.
If I had to cry,
on the whole
I
thing,
would
like
put
the
that
guitar
song on.
tones are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. It's like the chorus is like really huge.
Yeah.
Sounding.
it's really-
like this fucking arena rock.
The album overall is just consistent. It goes.
Oh, yeah.
It continues
not
to go.
consistent in ideas, but consistent in,
No, quality.
in
Yeah, quality.
sound and quality. Which is
Yeah.
fucking crazy because after that fucking acid trip of a song, they go into everything.
Yeah, they go.
Which is
They go
just
into
a fucking
something
jam.
poppy and soft,
Synth
and it's
pop.
like, ooh,
Yeah. I think it's
whiplash.
because I think it doesn't feel like a whiplash though. I think it's because like the electronics on it like kind of sound the same.
Yeah,
maybe
They
And, like, the-
meld pretty well
yeah.
into the song that comes before.
Yeah, yeah, and the singer is like the fucking singer on this is like he has a massive range of like stuff he can do. Like he fucking does the rock screams on "Waking from a Bad Dream," and then really sort of smooth melodic singing on everything, and then straight up just screaming on
well,
the noise
See,
stuff.
is that
Oh my
improvement over
God.
fucking previous album where people
Shut
went,
up.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. We're over that one.
They did just go,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, I like that.
Let's
I like
be
the
real.
bit where like there's like nice lyrics and then it goes. It sounds like 2011
Oh, yeah,
My
fucking
Chemical
Ghost Rider.
Romance. Like
Oh, I loved Ghost Rider just for the fact of the
Ghost
filter
Rider
they
kind of
put
is-
over
skipping a
it.
bit, but did you know that Ghost Rider is actually a cover song?
did
It
you
is
know
a
that
cover.
Ghost
Yes.
Oh, is it?
It
It
is.
is a cover of Ghost Rider by the band Suicide.
Yeah. And if you know
Which
the
is a
original
synth
song,
punk
you know
band.
how they fucking turned that low-key ass song with like 3 layers of instrumentation and some claustrophobic ass vocals into this
Yeah.
huge anthem. It's cool.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
I loved the song just for the filter they put over it that made it sound sort of ghostly and spooky.
Dude, I love that they
Yeah.
put that scream way too high in the mix,
Yes.
so it scares you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then should we go
Back to plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
back to
yes.
plastic.
Back to Plastic. It is the other synth pop. I think synth pop song. It's a bit worse. I
Plastic
think,
is the
than
only song
everything.
on this album I don't like. Honestly.
Oh.
I
dude,
like
same.
the breakdown on it, but
I think my problem with it is like the verses are like fun. Maybe a little repetitive, and then there's like this pre-chorus which is really good, and I don't know if it's the second one or the first one. Anyway, there's this like piano sweep that starts the pre-chorus. It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Like it gets me really pumped
And then-
during
By
the
then-
pre-chorus,
by
and
then
then
they
the
drop it.
actual chorus.
Yeah, they drop it.
It's like the momentum just kind of falls
Irritates me.
flat.
It's like
Yeah,
Charlie Brown
yeah.
winding up to kick the football.
Yeah.
But then,
And then,
But then-
Down to Heaven, which
Oh,
just
my
sounds like
favorite.
Nine Inch Nails, but it's a very good
I
Nine Inch Nails track.
love the start with the vocals, where it just sounds like
Oh
he's.
yeah, it's like
Yeah,
I don't know how to
like,
describe
it's
it.
really nice to-
monotone.
Yeah, it's
Really
monotone.
monotone, sort of. Yeah, monotone and like low key with these synths.
I think it's more.
And then just like blows up with this really
I think it's
noisy
more like it's
guitar
just
thing
kind of
and
like close to the
screaming and-
microphone and doing this sort of like smooth, sort of soft voice compared to the rest
Yeah.
of the rest
Yeah.
of the singing,
Yeah.
which is really kind of hard.
Yeah, and it's like
Yeah, it's hectic.
yeah, and all of those elements that like really just kind of remind me of Nine Inch Nails, like early Nine Inch Nails.
I don't even like Nine Inch Nails, but this is good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
There's
it's
something
really good.
so weird about like foreign music to me that makes it sound so good. Maybe it's just because I've been
Yeah.
listening to a lot of like obscure Japanese shit lately. Like I listen to Lucy 2 and I think No Buses, and it's like maybe it's just Japanese. It sounds good. It sounds really nice as they're just saying shit that I know nothing about.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You should rename this to the Weepcast.
the Weepcast. Yeah, sure. All right, then
Zoning.
zoning, which it's fucking hard. Like
It
again,
goes.
like just abusing the shit out of like quite loud dynamics.
I love the backup vocals on Zoning.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it goes into a really heavy intro and then melodic and then heavy again.
Yeah.
And
It's very good.
yeah, and there's like this like guitar solo thing that goes like actually becomes the bridge. And then it like leads into the last chorus, which is like I thought that progression was cool. Yeah, and then there's Ghost Rider, which we
Talked about.
already. Talked about.
There's
Yeah,
not much more to say.
Close to Me. Yeah,
Fucking with the Close
yeah.
to Me.
I love Close to Me as like
Close to Me is it's like cheesy, but I
yeah
like it.
yeah.
The
Down
song's
to
so
Heaven.
Like
precious.
yeah.
I want to marry it.
Yeah,
Yeah, Down to Heaven was my favorite like hard song of the album, and Close to
Yeah.
Me is my favorite like softer sounding song on the album. And
yeah.
it just gives a good
And
feeling.
there's like and there's like at the end it's kind of quiet, but there's like I think it's like MIDI horns and strings that come in, but they
Oh,
somehow
song?
like they sound good.
That Close to Me.
Close to Me. Close to
That
Me.
and
yeah.
the xylophone or whatever the fuck
Yeah.
the soft
Marimba.
tingy instrument,
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever it is, it sounds really nice in the song.
Yeah, like the mixing of this album is just like really nice. Like it's got a pretty good range, but it still has this consistency as we've talked about. Like it
Yeah.
jumps between
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
you've got this really like hard sort of like low guitar and like percussive sort of riffs like that just go really hard, and then you've got this sort of like synth pop happy-go-lucky feeling, but it still
Yeah.
somehow manages
Yeah,
to have
yeah,
that
yeah.
sort of consistency as to it still feels like a nice sort of flowing journey and not like okay now we're doing this, okay now we're doing this, okay.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They
Yeah.
don't drop the ball really anywhere.
Oh yeah.
Like they jump from song to
like,
song, from
maybe on
style to
plastic, but
style,
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
much issue. It's so nice.
Yeah.
It's not something you can
And
say for
then-
every album.
Yeah. Yeah. And then is it the last track?
Yeah,
The
Angels.
last track just called Angels. which
Namesake of the album.
might be my favorite track.
Well,
It's pretty good.
Yeah. It's like
The slow
yeah,
rise
it's-
through
it's
it is so
like-
nice.
Yeah, it's like it's still like melodic, like Close to Me, but it's noisier like the earlier stuff.
Yeah.
And there's at first there's like not really a chorus. It's just like this. It goes into like from the melodic verse. It's like this short guitar riff, right? And then back to the verse, and then when the second sort of chorus comes in, it like keeps going with the guitar riff, and it like just becomes this giant, massive 2-minute outro with like it builds this like all kinds of like synths. There's like fucking whooshing around you and drums and piano and guitar buzzing, and then the then it like repeats the verse melody over the whole outro thing, and then it's the chorus riff again, and then the verse melody, like at the end. It's fucking
It flows
beautiful.
really
is.
well.
Yeah,
It does.
yeah,
And it's the longest song in the album, so it has that space to develop.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know. As shitty as it is to say, I wish there was more stuff I really disliked about all 3 of the albums.
Just be like me, man. Just hit
Yeah.
it.
I mean, for me, it's like I think all of these are great, and I like them, but they're not like none of them are like even Angels.
They're not similar.
Well, I wasn't gonna say that, but I mean like even Angels didn't like hit me that hard. I think these are all great
Yeah.
albums, but these aren't like there isn't one of these which is like okay, this is really my thing. But you know, it's not always like
yeah.
that.
I like Igor and fucking Angels are my favorite ones. Less so Syntheosis, even though that's still good. I think these are the best ones out of 2, and I don't think I can decide between them.
It's hard to really count Syntheosis in there since it's more. You have to listen to all of the songs to
Yeah.
really
I mean,
go through it.
Yeah,
Well,
to it
yeah,
all
but I
of
just
in a
straight up,
sense, all 3 of them.
Well, I straight up just enjoy it less than the other
Yeah,
2.
definitely.
Same, but by a huge margin.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
Igor and Angels really are the standouts here.
Yeah. Although I don't want to I'm gonna go on fucking record and recommend
Yeah.
every single one of these.
Oh yeah,
Go
I
listen
think
to all
these
of
are
them.
I
all
can
pretty
definitely
good.
recommend
Not four,
all of
But
them.
three.
with Syntheosis,
Yeah.
it's more of like it's a little more of a smaller area, as in the tastes that it kind of hits.
Yeah, the niche is really in there. You're gonna have to find it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Either you're gonna like it or
Yeah.
you're not gonna like it that much. I think Angels and Igor are more sort of easier to universally enjoy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's because they're just more common
yeah, of
genres.
course.
Yeah, like more accessible.
Yeah.
But like this is
But-
coming from me, who listens to classical music and prog and sort of symphonic stuff like that, who
Yeah, you
likes
fucking nerd.
who is recommending this sort of like Japanese weird alt rock thing and this hip hop album more than the
Hip-hop soul.
and the
Soul.
symphonic metal
Hip-hop
thing.
soul.
So
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright.
They're all really good.
They are.
It's hard to.
These are very good albums, yes.
Listen to Igor if you're a hip kid. Listen to the second album if you go to Starbucks regularly. And listen to Angels.
Okay,
I like
you're
how
just
you
what
just
are you
call it the
saying now?
second album.
What is it supposed to
It's
be?
Syntheosis
Yeah.
by Waste of Space
legitimately forgot, I
Orchestra.
didn't want to make a joke. Listen to Syntheosis if you fucking like long songs that sound like distorted.
If you like
And listen to
Like
Angels if you
post-metal.
want to have the same fucking constant climax but in a shorter time span.
Yeah.
That's my verdict.
listen to Angels if you like music.
Yeah, listen to Angels
It's-
for like good music.
Listen
to the other two if you like
Igor.
bad
If,
music.
listen to Igor
No.
if you like music.
Not Igor is tight. Igor is tight.
Listen to
Igor's touch, yeah.
Syntheosis if you have nothing to do and you have some ice cream and a mug of tea in your hand. Listen to
I'd say acid.
listen to Angels if you write essays about your favorite animes.
Well, I'd say
Yeah.
for Syntheosis, drop some acid. Make sure you've got a good trip buddy.
Angie.
Enjoy the journey.
No.
We don't condone
We
drug
don't-
usage on this show.
We don't
But
condone
you can drink
drug
some
use.
We
alcohol.
definitely don't.
We can't say that.
But yeah, it's a fucking wild ride there.
I think
It's-
we're running out
Yeah,
of jokes
alright.
to make.
Yeah. Is that a
I
is
think
that
that's
a
a
wrap?
wrap.
Yeah,
That was
I'd
good.
say so.
What's our outro gonna be?
Alright, so do you guys want to plug your shit or do I just put them in the description?
Listen
You can just-
to Slant 8. It's a good ass chiptune album made by the boys. Stream it on Spotify. I need the money.
Yeah. It's the newest Static Swords album goes into it and all of the rest.
Listen to Pulse. It's the world's first flow rock band, the world famous Pulse. Listen to their new single.
The what now?
I need to.
Wish you were
I
here.
think you need to elaborate on that flow rock thing.
No, it's just a big meme in our school because Pulse makes this sort of shitty butt rock music, and they call themselves like the. They,
Oh,
yeah, they,
that. Oh, yeah. You
it's
linked that to
amazing.
me. Yeah.
If you
Okay.
want
Yeah,
actually
I'll
good
put that in
music,
the
listen
description,
to Pyhimys and Saimas. Oisinpa täällä.
Yeah. I'll put all
Yo,
that. in the
wait! I
description
need to go
when
back to
remember.
playing. Go to the Static Swords Bandcamp and buy the hoodie for $100.
Chill.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm done.
All right, Rat. Do you want
That's
to plug
fair.
anything?
Be nice to rats. That's the best I can do.
Hell yeah, dude. That's
No,
the one I
too
can
far.
get
That's
behind.
too far.
Hell yeah, dude.
Okay.
You went too far.
Well, we'll see you in court then.
This is a rap positive podcast. Alright. I don't really have anything to plug. You're already on my channel if you're listening to this. So, good job. Hopefully we're gonna fucking start putting these out more frequently.
Maybe.
I hope.
Hope so. I'd be glad to.
Yeah. Yeah, alright. This has been the Dropping Decibels podcast. And fuck outros, man.